then you can just take a little bit of your silicone and spread it around. So this little spring, putting this guy back in, fortunately, is very simple. You've got that little hole that it came out of right up on top here. And all you want to do is place that back in there. And you'll feel that catch in there real nice. So then this guy, make sure it's facing in the correct direction, the slope towards the front of the barrel, and it just snaps right in place, and you'll see it moves up and down. Real easy. So an issue that I've been having with mine, and part of what inspired to make this video, is this gun gets very dirty when I play. I play a sniper, so I'm dragging this thing around in the dirt, and all kinds of dirt is caking up in the mag well. It's getting down in here in between these components of the slide and the frame, and a lot of dirt gets up in this part right here, and what this is where the gas and the BB are basically pushed up into the chamber. So how I've found is the best way to clean these components out, a very deep clean that is take the hose in the backyard, and you want to put it on the highest force you can, like on jet, or if you don't have a nozzle, just hold your thumb over the end of the hose, and you want to spray all in here, and you want to use the force of that water to push the dirt out and clean out all of this mechanism in here. And you'll feel that water pushes all the dirt out, because you should not hear any kind of sand or grit or dirt moving around when you slide that component like that. So that's what I had to do the last time I was in the field, and everything is working much, much better now. If you're just out there playing speedball, or doing urban sort of fighting, it might not get that dirty because you're not rolling around in dirt and mud. But if you need to, hose this part out. And the same thing for this pistol frame. What I had to do is I had dirt caked up all inside this hammer, all in these components here in the spring. There's dirt stuck in between these metal components on the frame. I took the hose in the backyard, same thing, and I sprayed down in here. I sprayed all in here, and I sprayed inside this part here up the mat. I gave the thing a shower, okay? You got to give this gun a shower if you want to keep it clean. So being plastic, you can do that. But the thing is, you need to dry it out relatively quickly with some towels, a hair dryer, and then you want to make sure that you get your silicone oil and you're applying that on there to be able to prevent rust. So go ahead and put it anywhere that there are moving components down along the slide on this metal part back here. You want to make sure that you get some in this hammer, and you want to work it out by pulling that trigger a little bit. So spray some in there, and hey, why not give a little bit of love to that mag release as well. Okay, and let's wipe off that excess with our rag here. So after I feel like I've cleaned it out well enough and I've lubed it up properly, I pull that trigger a bunch of times just to make sure that it's easy. The trigger should be easy to pull. Now, being a double trigger, and since this trigger is moving around all of these components in here as well, every time you pull it, it's going to have more weight to it than your super high quality all metal blowbacks, but that's okay. So you should have a nice easy trigger pull just like that. So don't forget, you want to spray down in here also. Anywhere that there are moving parts, especially metal parts that might erode. You don't want to over lube the thing, but you do want to make sure that you've got a nice thin layer in there so the parts glide very easily. So that's how you clean that out. So to reassemble this gun, what you want to do at this point is line up your barrel right there and just sort of poke that through. And you want to make sure that you get that spring lined up in the slide as well, down on the bottom there. So this is probably the most difficult part of reassembling it. But so you want to make sure that those come out the front, just like so. And then that'll snap back into place. Very simple. Very easy. There's no need to break this gun down beyond that. There's no need to upgrade this gun. If you're interested in getting a pistol that you want to upgrade, I honestly don't know where to look. I don't know what to suggest. This one cost me 40 bucks and I am happy with it. So to put this back on, all you want to do is line up those components just like that, and that'll snap back in place. Great, easy. You can hold that in place and pull that trigger, make sure it works. It does. And then you put your pin right back in there. Make sure there's no lint or dust on it. And to snap it in place, you hold that slide back over that slot again, just like last time, and it goes in place. There's your functions check, and that's it. You're done. So functionality of the magazine is very simple. You put your gas in through this hole right here on the bottom. You just hold it for about 4 or 5 seconds. This is the gas release valve right here, which is also how the gun fires. There's a small hammer inside the gun that when you pull the trigger, it taps on that and lets out a burst of gas. If after a game you still have gas and want to release it, you hold that down and all of the gas comes shooting out of the top part. So to load this magazine, unfortunately you have to drop in each of your BBs one at a time. You pull back on this little slide right here and you drop them in, and you'll see that the BBs double stack in a diagonal fashion. So although more time consuming than some of your other airsoft guns, whatever, it works fine. So something I've discovered also is after a long day of being run around in the dirt, this gas release valve right here will need to be lubed up too. When you press this, it should immediately bounce back. There should be no delay and no lag time on there. So if you have that, all you do is you just put a little bit of silicone oil on there and work it in, and that should be absolutely fine. So to load that up, that's it, you're done. You do not need to rack the slide. You can start pulling the trigger and this gun will fire immediately. As far as accessories go for the Y&P Mk23 SOCOM, there's really only so much you can buy. My recommendation, first of all, is getting a holster and a pistol belt of some kind. This is what I have, but there are better kinds out there. I don't recommend getting one with this kind of buckle if you can afford not to. This can be cumbersome and difficult to deal with in the field, you know, snapping and unsnapping it, putting it back in place. I definitely do recommend getting a second magazine, as one magazine tends to go really pretty quickly. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this gun a 7. Overall, I think this is a great buy. I am very happy with this pistol. To me, the biggest strikes are the fact that the included suppressor really doesn't do anything but look cool. The magazine can be just a little bit difficult to load at first, and also just the fact that it gets so dirty being drug around in there. The dirt gets in between these seams and gets to be problematic if you neglect it for long enough. But beyond that, this gun is awesome. On the pro side, it is surprisingly accurate out to even 30 feet, I would say. And also, it is very quiet. This gun, I shoot at people and they don't even know I'm firing at them, and it's a gas pistol. But that's because it's a non-blowback. The slide isn't moving all over the place. There's no metal parts in there except what's on the inside actually firing the BB out of the pistol. So I am happy with this gun. If you get one, I hope you're happy too. But there are a lot of great choices out there, and I wish the best of luck to you. And if you've watched this video and enjoyed it, please click like and keep an eye out for more reviews. So again, this is CRUZ, and today we were talking about the Y&P SOCOM Mk23 disassembly and maintenance. Happy airsofting!